early portions of it. Yeah, this next map is everything for them, because I think if they can take this control, we could just be going to a game 5 almost by default. We'll see what they have left in the bag, though, because it is a CeeLo, and if we've learned anything from the CeeLo we've seen tonight, one-dimensional gameplay don't quite bode well for you.
Over towards the satellite, something we just didn't see in the last search and destroy between the previous two teams of High Point and the Bucks. Yeah. We get some action over towards it immediately, and the offense is in towards this A zone off the rip. So starting to bode their first bit of progress in towards A. Trying to get the rest of the map under themselves in default. Wonders is going to be playing in towards the bottom of the bar area. They're already on 3 in a row. And he's been streaking throughout not only the hard point, but the search and destroy as well. He's just been that lead guy for Brock thus far.
Absolutely. Thieves here going to pose a problem for Brock trying to get back on this A site. So long as he's here, Jat able to collapse down for 1 and Cool Touch with the second. So of course, as soon as I say that, they say pay him no mind. 2 ticks of progress earned. And now off the brakes. Akron gonna try to figure out where they want to push to, but Wonders slip the net. What timing can he find here?
Might get some good timing, but I actually really like this push out of Akron because they go back over towards A. Isn't able to find the shots on the final player, and his teammate takes the kill. Negates the streaks. 11 bullets left in the mag, and yes, they cut them down before they're able to capture the entirety of the A zone. But, you know, I like that play from Akron because, like, yeah, you know, you think they're probably going to, on defense, go back over towards B because, you know, you're pushing on offense. You're probably going to be like, oh, hey, let's trick them out here. But it gets shut down anyways because of the flank that comes through. There's Wonder's 6th kill. There's the streak to go along with it. And right before he falls, he gets utility in the back pocket. So, Brock Bandits early on here on defense, trying to go ahead and close things out, making sure they can't get this A zone, force them over towards B. You see Wonders by himself in the 1v2 on the side.
Able to get 1. First tick of progress not going to come in, and oh my gosh.
Okay.
a clinic here early on. 8 and 1. No progress earned. Still 1 tick needed in 30 seconds and dwindling. Here for your Akron decision time, and the more this clock ticks, the easier the decisions get for Brock Bandits. Now they're going to roll back over to this A site, see what they can do, because, well, you don't want to get it for free at this point.
You're okay with dumping lives over to the other side, too, because it's like, okay, well, we're up by 5. They need to get back over towards B, which is already a difficult site, and it's already proven to be difficult for Akron to get back over to, because they've been able to touch anything on it. Every time, you know, you even have 2 or 3 people alive, Wonders just comes and clutches it up against the entire team. Aided up and towards the top. Trying to sneak his way out and towards the back line of spawns. Wonders down below. No figure. And, oh, you got to win that. Yeah, you simply put, you just got to win that.
Absolutely do. For now, Brock Bandits holding on. You're trying to push through this window, and again, stress the importance of having this positioning to overlook the site. But that nade's going to connect. The cleanup going to come in as well. As long as you have a play in your back line and Jat, yeah, you're going to be trying to take care of this. So that's already going to be resources delegated, taking away, and already 40 seconds dwindled. You're down 8 lives. We say control more so on this one than feels like titles previous. 1-4 down can really solidify things for you, but these kills need to start rolling soon, and Jat not going to give it up for free.
Spawns are very, very far across the map from where an offense and a defense can spawn back over towards the eventual point. But right now, that really doesn't matter because Jat is still making noise in the back line. 2 quick kills on the floor that we're pushing up from the Akron Zips roster. You still have player number 1, Thieves, who's trying to push him towards the back line. Yes, a kill walks through there, but you're left with 39 HP, and you can't really challenge out. Nobody rest of your team is going to be that close. Kill still going red for the Brock Bandits. And that's another one. Should have gone their way. Elite is taken down from behind with 2 seconds left. Nobody's going to be able to be there for a touch. So, round 1. Easy. Defense takes it quick. The Bandits up 1-0 in the control.
And that's a stinger of a first round to take a loss for. If you are Akron, you only got 3 ticks of progress. I mean, the life deficit was also 11 or so. Simply put, Jat stayed alive for way too long in your back lines. If you have to take 3 people off spawn to get him cleared out, at least make that part of the map feasible for yourself, knowing you won't get shot in the back. When you don't take care of that, again, you're constantly fighting a pinch play, a stagnant pinch play out of Brock Bandits. So, great job by them. Jat, why move if you don't have to? Does just that. They get a good round 1 on the board. Wonders starts things off at 10 and 4. And now we'll see what he can do over here at this A side with the rest of the team.
8 up top. We're going to try and push his way forward, but the Akron Zips, this is a beautiful start to a round for them. 4 down immediately. This is where they can start the spawn trap. Yes, Wonders is going to invest a streak here. I'm not sure if I love this play immediately because nobody's really in a position to make anything out of it. You're trying to break yourselves out of spawn in the first place. This is a great start. I mean, a great start to what otherwise would have been a relatively lackluster control so far for Akron.
50 seconds left. You still have time to make a play out of here, but again, you are in about as close to a spawn trap as you can be. You end up getting good timing. You're able to get top warehouse now. Can start to work over towards this A site. Need a couple of kills here, and this push gonna have to be pretty fruitful for you. If you want to find a way to get progress earned, that's going to be 3 for 1 in the feed. The opening that you needed now. How quickly can you earn progress? Just 30 seconds left. You'd hate to get wiped again.
See Jep in towards the top. Realistically, it only being a 5 life disadvantage here, it's not the end of the world in this round, but it's the fact that the time is continuing to dwindle down to about 25 seconds, which is really going to be the thorn in the side. Still trying to make their way forward. Aiden's going to get some information onto 1 over towards the cell tower. You have 2 different players now making their way on up. Cool Tux is going to be there. Thieves is going to be able to bounce back for a second kill. Knows one's still out and towards that side, but Jam Mafia hasn't made his way forward just yet. Wonders will fall on the point over towards B. They've cut that down perfectly, and now with just 10 seconds left, it's an A site trying to be controlled here for the offensive side. Brock Bandits have 2 on it, trying to stack this point. They're going to get that first bit of progress. Thieves, though, will be there for 1. Nade in hand, has to back off for just a moment's notice, and there's still players here from the Brock Bandits trying to stack this point. Still 2 on the point. Elite going to be in from behind, is able to snap to 1. Thieves now ready for the challenge back. Wonder's not going to be able to fall just yet, and as he jumps down in from the top ropes, the Akron Zips want to close things out here on defense, but they won't be able to. An extra minute will be added onto the clock. Still about a 7 life lead.
The deficit, not too drastic for Brock, but Akron, you threw a lot at it to try to get it done and still kept a life advantage, so sitting in a fairly good position. And again, Kaiser in the same position Jat was in. 2 players. We'll see how quickly they clear this out. And again, this is exactly what Akron need to do. Look how quickly these players are going to try to clear this positioning out. You have Wonders alive doing what he can to maybe distract these players and pull them away. Regardless, you haven't earned much real estate around the map, and you still have Kaiser alive in your back lines. I thought they were taking care of him. 3 bodies were stacked up in the building, and no one seems to care.
Okay, take your knife out, start carving up the offense. Wonder, sure, you'll bounce back for 2, but you still have a 9 life disadvantage that you're going to have to make your way back through. Although it is still extremely doable. You can see how far back Akron is playing. They've got mid-map control. Oh, just kidding. They don't have that anymore. Wonders will cut down the first player. Helps things out a lot. You at least have an isolation kill over towards that left side. 2-2 back and forth. Rock Bandits are still here. Wonders to the drop shot. Going to fall to the hands of a nade. As Elite will back off, Jet's still here. 9 seconds left on the point. 16-7. The lives are spread still across the board. Akron with the advantage. Staunch as it is, it's going to be a foot race back to the point. And I don't think Brock's going to be able to touch this in time. Yeah, with just 1.5 seconds left, it's not going to be possible. Akron will tie things up here on defense. We've gone back and forth, handshake both the rounds. Control's gone even steady through the first 2.
Only 3 takes of progress. Neither team has been able to take over at the B site, so I wonder if we see a break, come in from Akron here that's giving themselves a chance at the B site to even earn a tick of progress. That'd be better than what either team could accumulate through 2 rounds. Regardless, you make a good hold. Came down to the wire for Brock to try to make a play, but you hold strong, and the lead at 14-12 Kaiser. 10-10, leading the way for the team on the other side. Wonders, I mean, really playing like the 8th wonder of the world throughout this entire series. It's 17-9. Kind of the only one getting the job done for the team so far. We'll see if anyone else can step up.
I mean, dude's got like the double strap, like Jansport backpack on right now. Like he's doing everything that he possibly can to keep his team inside of the game. But I mean, realistically, there was a chance that they might have been able to get close over towards B towards the end there, and it was because Wonders was able to find Elite and towards the bottom of middle, and then they started pushing the map up. But I mean, again, that's it's all here or there. Didn't happen. Didn't win the round, and now it's back to an offense where they're trying to go ahead and control things for the Akron Zips. Yeah, you're over on B, but, for how long is this going to be able to last? The Brock Bandits are still here, but Elite's making a great play. He's gotten behind 1. That's going to be 2 different players over on the B zone completely for free. You have to worry about Jat Mafia, who's trying to make a flank route around the backside, but they're going to be very, very keen to it this time through. 25-25, lives are still B site. Now that first bit of progress go through.
To me, that's a huge win for Akron. They invest the resources to get even 1 tick. Now stacking it to maybe get the second. We'll see what Elite can find to slow down this push. That should be the second tick of progress coming in, and that is going to be. You also have progress being earned at A. Suddenly, a war on 2 fronts. Rock Bandits, you got to pick and choose where you want to go. Jack going to do what he can to clear. Snaps to 1. Gets the clearance before B comes in. But for Akron, you're still sitting pretty over at A. A tick and a half already earned.
Yeah, I mean, you're not mad that you're at A, getting this tick progressed all the way up. And, you can add an extra minute, but, you would have loved to have that B zone immediately, because A is so easy in comparison to be able to take on over, but there it is. A zone secured. Extra minute on the clock. 3 life advantage to the offensive team, needing only a tick of progress at B to win this offensive round. That's their win condition, at least on one front.
Elite, one more kill. Was born in recruitment, so he's been running and flying around this area. This is part of the map. Bounce between these two doors, having an absolute field day. 2 HP and does not care. Still willing to chow around, but Cooltuck is gonna cut it down. Just 1 tick needed, so the best position either team offensively have sat in. And Brock Bandits not having a full setup defensively. Thieves, Elite, whoever it is, playing this top building so well, forcing you to have to take these gunfights early on. While the 3-stack comes in, they might just stack this quickly and get this far.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, and I wouldn't be mad at it either, because you got 3 kills coming in immediately. Now Jat Mafia is going to get cut down and towards the top. Akron, life for the first time in a while. They've got themselves a lead inside of a map. Could force a 4th hardpoint map. If they're able to take another round here in the control, they're going to go back to a defensive round where they looked extremely good on last time through. One thing I will say here, though, Cash, is like, Brock had a streak to work with from Wonder. And you know where that was used? That was used to try and break out of the spawn trap, or at least like kill somebody in that like the round where they lost horribly on their offense. They don't have that anymore. Now Akron do. So
yeah, the streak usage was poor out of Wonders. I think you just panicked because you wanted to try to avoid a trap, but there was, as you said, no one to fill the opening that you found, well, more or less didn't find with the streak, and suddenly you're kicking yourself for that one. So definitely something we will keep an eye on here. You have that to use whenever you need all 6 ticks of progress just for this thing to come down to lives for round 5. So for Brock, it's got to be a very well thought out, well executed round. And I mean, with Aiden snapping like that right now, you don't want to get him a hot hand here. That stuff can be oh so dangerous. Spawn trap maybe starting to settle in after another set of kills, but Jat Mafia not quite dipping his toe on B yet, waiting for some teammates to support.
They haven't found Elite yet. He's slipped through the back lines. He's got 2 directly in front of him. If he can find at least 1, it's going to be a W. He finds a 2nd as well. And now he can start flying all the way back up and towards this B lane and get to the spawn side once again. And they might not even be wary to where he's going to be. Somehow Thieves isn't dead yet. Wonders doesn't die either, but it's Jat Mafia who comes off the spawn side to help out his teammate. But Kaiser from the top ropes is going to be able to find himself 4 in a row, looking for number 5 and towards the point. Aim assist lost on that pull, but it's his teammate in Aiden who comes through the bottom of the bar, helps out Kaiser, keeps him alive. It's 3 different players streaking, 11 in total for Akron.
One more kill and Elite doubles up on his cruise missile time, dwindling this Akron squad. The potential is there, and when they piece it together, it is flashes of brilliance where they faltered at times. They are 20 seconds from their first map win tonight, one that would feel oh so good going into an embassy hardpoint, but for now, clock stopped. Brock here, these next thing he needs the kills are going to be everything. Yeah,
Cooltux is going to be able to at least trade out his teammate in Wonders. Pinstripe kill feed is going to allow the Brock Bandits to still stay here over towards A, but now Elite's all the way on the back lines. It's 1 week. Cooltux is able to come around the corner. Now it's Thieves with an opportunity for a trade. Finds Cool. Weakens him up in the back. Going to force him not to be able to challenge either towards the left or the right. Hipfire shots from Thieves are there, but now he's going to worry about the last 2 players now coming off of the spawn side. He backs off, gets away, has a scar up and towards over the top. Headshot onto Records. The second one in the left side corner. He should know exactly where they are. He will, but it's going to be Wonders who walks away with the kill. Trades back and forth yet again, but it's still a 7 life advantage to defense. And Elite, who's playing below, will get absolutely snapped on and shut down by Cooltux, who will hold things over here over towards A. This might just be enough to get them this capture they need.
And you still have the streak. You get the stick that's going to wipe you down, and that's going to be worst case scenario. Another 1v1 having to be made. Wonders this week and has to jump on the point. Not going to have the lives enough to hold things up. You're on an open point. You can't get off of it. A streak can be used. Brock Bandits shaking in their boots right now.
I wouldn't hate a streak coming out here either. If you are the Akron Zips, you have a 16-10 advantage. You only have 9 seconds left in the round. 1 kill could change everything, and there's the streak. It's raining in from above. Hell could be spawned in here on the Bandits. 2 different players on the point. You might be able to get 2. You find 1, but you force everybody off the point. They're still here. 2 kills go the way of Akron. On the point for the Brock Bandits, it's only Records. Thieves is there. Snaps back to the doorway. Wonders the last alive. He won't be able to find anything, and everybody on the respawn too far away to touch the B point. Akron get their first round win in the series. They're going to force a map number 4.
Ooh. Looked good. The defensive rounds, very, very good out of Akron. Brock couldn't get anything generated. I mean, through that, they got 5 total ticks on their 2 offensive tries. And how about Elite? 31 and 18 in this one. I mean, manhandling the side of Brock Bandits there. That's what you needed. You needed someone. I mean, it was Kaiser in the early portion of the S&D, couldn't quite get it done. It was Thieves and Kaiser combining in map 1, couldn't get the job done. They're Elite's like, look, I'm willing this team along for a control win, and maybe going double positive is kind of what you needed to do, but again, it gets the job done at the end of the day, and here we are talking about it. If they have a good control, I feel good about their odds in this Embassy. If they play like they did in the control, there's no reason they should lose this, because, again, no matter how well Brock can play, that was a very, very good-looking Akron team, one that I feel like will be shades of what we could see later on down the road as they start to get more reps in together. Either way, not to get too far ahead of ourselves. Again, I really like their chances going into map 4 now with how well they're moving around Embassy.
And again, it comes down to those individual moments. It's like, you know, yes, there's a couple moments where it's like individual pop-offs, but like it's how they were trading. It's where they were always able to find another entry back over towards a site when it looked like, you know, maybe Brock would be able to capture A, or, you know, it looked like they weren't going to be able to get the B or the A zone. The ping-ponging that they did back between the two sites on the offense, and there's so many moments you can pick and choose between, but regardless of the fact that, and I love the way that you said it, glimpses that we've seen, if they can piece that together for an entire map, let alone an entire series, this is a team that can get very scary, but it's not going to be like we have a ton of time for them just to kind of meander through those motions and get into high gear. You've got to do that relatively quickly. You don't want to start out 0-2, especially in Division 1, and if you're not able to bounce back here against the Bandits, and at least walk away with a series win to get yourselves back at a 1-1 standstill, playoffs, and at least getting a higher seed in the playoffs, is going to start to slowly have diminishing returns. It's not going to look good. So, yeah, it's all fine and dandy. We can say whatever we want to. We can keep the conversation alive. All right, if they win this series, it's going to be good for them. But realistically, we just need to see them have a good hard point and not just be carried by Elite.
Absolutely. All the pieces have to come together. We've seen pop-up moments from each player individually at times. If they can put it all together as one cohesive unit, again, they are going to be nearly untradeable around the map, because that's what Elite showed here in this control. That's what they've shown throughout the entirety of the series. And for Brock, simply you were stunted. Offensively, it felt like they had no game plan. It just seemed like they were flying off spawn and getting gunned, and the spawn trap, again, getting frazzled by calling in a streak at the A site when they were spawning deep, you know, B, and just a little out of sorts. Akron there to punish them for it. Now going into map 4, they have a chance to bounce back where, you know, they took the Search and Destroy, but like I said, for Akron, in favor of them, the same thing for Brock Bandits, right? Though it is, you know, Embassy, the Search and Destroy plays so differently. So, again, if they can come out here swinging, we've seen how map 4s go for a team that took a tough control loss, let alone a 3-1. I mean, if trends continue, Brock might be 100-point clubbing here, but again, I can't say enough about, you know, at least just the feeling of that glimpse of Akron, their execution on Embassy. Yeah, looking pretty good for him.
Yeah, I looked at Thieves and Elite in that last control because, you know, we can look at KD ratio, we can look at all these different things. It was how they were working on both sides of the coin, on offense and defense. Both of those players, whether it be 15 and 16 or 8-8 for both players respectively, the kills that they were getting were impactful on both sides of the coin there, and it wasn't they were just dominating on defense or, you know, just being able to kind of scrounge around and help out on offense. They were doing both things, no matter where you looked on the map, and that's really important because, like, if you're lacking on one side of the ball and you're consistently losing on one side of the ball, obviously that's going to be a big pain point sign where you can kind of just say, hey, so where we need to get better at. In this regard, it's very nice because this is something you can work off of and you can build off of this. If you get everybody else involved in the action, that's where things turn around. My biggest problem is, though, is Akron has yet to win a map that's not a control here thus far in the season. So yes, that has looked really good for them, but that's already something that they have been able to win beforehand. I need them to see, and I need to see them take an Embassy or Hardpoint. I need to see them take a Search and Destroy. And both of the maps that we had earlier on in the series were so winnable. Maybe not as much as the Hardpoint, but the Search and Destroy especially, you're up like, what, 5-2, 5-3 at the end there, and you just let the Bandits win like 3-4 straight rounds to close out the S&D. Like, simply put, that just can't happen. But you fall apart of the seams, and that clutch team that, you know, has been known to, like, be in Akron, it's like, oh yeah, Akron in game 5, well, I don't want to take Akron in this series, no cop, and it just doesn't work. So Embassy Hardpoint need to turn it around. Bare minimum has to be a win here, or else you're starting your season down 0-2, and there's nothing else to say about it.
Yeah, and to kind of hit a couple of points here, and since we have the time to go through it, for Akron, you look at those losses, 2 points, 1 round through maps 1 and 2. very fixable mistakes. But as you said, and to your closing point, you don't have a lot of time to turn that around. To go down 0-2 in your respective region would be very devastating, because you know it's one where top 8 teams move on to playoffs. So you sure, top 8 sounds easy in the grand scheme of 12 teams, but 0-2 is doing nothing but working against you here. So they recognize how big this moment is for them. We've said this format above any other year, right, stresses the importance of every match matters at this point. Regular season, you can't cruise control to playoffs. We are playing against the most respective skill levels as far as each team is compatible to, and that's why our series have shown that night in and night out. Diving into map 4 once again, as we said, Akron, we've diced it up and down what you need to do, and for Brock Bandits, the same thing goes their way. Who's going to minimize their mistakes, make bigger plays around the map, and walk out of here a map winner and see if the series extends.
There might be kills on the board here initially, but it is the Brock Bandits who do walk away with themselves at initial hill time. Sure, it's only been 10-15 seconds, but we saw how big of a difference that made in map number 1. So, no hill can go unchecked. Record's going to be up top, looking for a few more kills here. Both teams just trying to evenly spread out the map, play for that P2 rotation with just about 10 seconds left, at least for the time being. You do have those Akron Zips players holding down by over P2. It was a very indestructible hold that we saw in the map 1 hard point on a few hills from Akron. Can they do that here again?
2 kills as the hill pops. Just one player in the back lines that Elite is going to try to sniff out, and should get timing on here in a moment. That'll be the case. Again, moving well. The map spread is very good around the map. This P2 looking sharp off the break for Akron Zip. They give up 26 seconds. That's all about to be quickly wiped away here, and Rock Bandits haven't so much as sniffed the point.
They're going to be the first line of context here. Able to find the first one on the Jam Mafia. It's Wonders who's there for a trade. Finds it, snaps to a second one as well. Shots to the door aren't going to connect onto anything, but that's 2 good quick kills that come from the Brock Bandits. And now over towards the point, it's Wonders who's there for yet another good kill. He's been electric. There's no other way to put it. And here on the hard point, another reason why Brock has the lead right now is just one man broke an entire hold.
And sometimes what you need to get your team going off of a slow start, and I can't say it's even been a slow start, but one where Akron were threatening a full 60. Now you give yourself a 10-point advantage into a scrappy P3 rotation where no one is a clear-cut winner. Sure, Kaiser will be here on time first, but Brock quickly threatening around the edges of the map. Thieves is able to hold off, combining with a teammate for 2, but they're still looming in the distance.
Trophy down. Kaiser's going to play this snake head glitch with the AR in hand. Snaps over towards the second with his teammate, and Elite is going to be there. Record's going to be the next one up to Chow with Cool Tux on the staircase, and as Cool Tux pops for 2, the last players from Akron Zips that are going to be close to the point are going to be having to sprint up the staircase. Aid there from Thieves. Aiden going to be able to pick up the second. That's pretty, but it's Jam Mafia who is there on an immediate chase down. It's going to be able to break into this hill. Very contest heavy. It's been here on P3, 50-46 here through the first initial 2.5 hills.
Both teams having someone at each hill being a problem, whether it's a 2v2 or a 1v1 that, Brock was able to take. Akron get the last laugh as the hill looks to come to its conclusion and pop for P4. Numbers advantage still going their way, and still plenty of real estate to fight for. Player 1 and player 8 doing a dance. You are going to be in here for Cool Tux, but the spawn's going to be closed for the Zips. They're going to get in with a 10-point lead going into P4, and you couldn't be spawning much further out.
Thieves unfortunate there. A beautifully placed nade from Jam Mafia will take him down off the power position that he was trying to hold down for the rest of his team. Front door. Elite going to be looking for the first one. Snaps back over towards the second. Third one going to be up the challenge. Hello, Papa! New man on the block with a sub in hand. He might be new to this roster, but a senior and a veteran when it comes to Call of Duty.
Alright, here Zips are wondering where he was sooner. The way he has taken over this game, sitting over double positive on a 3 spree here. What more can you find? But I've said it coming into this map. Akron looking hyper aware of what they need to do. It's contested time, and time that Brock Bandits will walk away with, but P5 can also be a full 60 that Akron could blow this game wide open with. How clean do these next kills come in on transition?
What can Wonders do here? On the top side, doesn't have dead silence just yet. Slowly crouching around the back line. Shots there onto Thieves. Tries to snap back to the second. Elite makes a great play to sniff out and snuff the flank from behind. And he's able to help out his teammate in the rest of the hill. 15-6 from him here. Wasn't able to get streaks on the initial hold in the last previous hill. But now we'll look to do the same thing here. Sticking this M-Tech's going to be able to go ahead and walk away from the gunfight anyways, regardless of the fact Zaznev's going to be able to take down the first player challenging from the Brock Bandits, and now as they come from that south portion of the minimap, these Akron Zips players are all aware that this push is now starting to make its way through. The hit is imminent, but another flank try from the Akron roster gets cut down. Here it comes. Naden through the front. 3 kills immediately go to the side of blue, and as the Navy and Gold try to hold on resilient, it's going to be Aiden and Kaiser who tag team the last player alive as they try to come up through the doorway, and now it's going to be yet again the Brock Bandits looking from the outside in for 20 seconds of time. Do you really want to push this, or do you want to rotate to P6?
Solo Chow's coming in. Brock Bandits doubled up on the score line, trying to find any kind of semblance of life as this hill pops. Need to get a big response here. We're back to P1. We're sure they got the lion's share of time. But P2 is whenever Akron are able to at least make a big response. So much pressure on them. They can't let this time go the way of Akron. They need to put emphasis on P2. Dishes starting to pile up in front of you. Which one do you try to take care of first? Question going to be for P1 time, but you know you got to fight for P2 here in a few moments.
If Elite walks away with that kill, that actually makes just a completely big difference because of how much map space that would have garnered them, as well as what that would have done for him, because I believe that would have put him on 4, maybe 5 in a row. That could have been an opportunity for streaks, especially with Brock coming off the respawn side of things. That would have changed everything of how we were shaping this map up to be. Basically a full doubling of the points of the Brock Bandits right now. Akron has not turned back since the beginning of this portion of the game, and dare I say it, it's looking like the the high point series that we just saw beforehand.
And it is. Wonders slowing down to an extent. I mean, 12 and 17, but no one around him doing much better. And the Elite in these respawns, whether it's 31 and 18 or 23 and 10, just over halfway through this hard point, absolutely feeling himself flying around. I mean, when you're jump challenging like that, yeah, you're winning every gunfight. Oh, I thought he almost won it there, but again, Akron completely dismantling this Brock Bandits team. They're running out of opportunities to respond here. A good P2 hold would be nice for the back 40, but again, so long as you cannot trade these Akron players out, there will always be one left over.
Thieves, Heglitch, couple going to be up for the challenge. Kaiser's there as well, and Kaiser's already walked away with 2. Might as well make it a 3rd. Can you go for number 4? Say hello. It's Thieves who's going to knock down that last peg of the push from the Brock Bandits roster. Still spawning relatively close, though, are the Bandits. Thieves is going to take a different angle, and a challenge on the records is going to be able to walk away with it. I don't know how he wins that, but he does. A 100-point advantage to the side of Akron. Brock absolutely nowhere to be found here inside of the hard point. This time continues to go up. In terms of the scoreboard for Akron, a Game 5 seems more and more likely.
We'll see how quickly we can push in, but I mean, again, Records pushing up the staircase, no teammates in sight. It's just hard when you have to flight this and you have to try to make a crazy play to make a break. You don't have time to wait for your teammates. Now, 2 players are going to be the closest one up. It's going to be a 2v3 on time. You can win it here. You know where the push is coming from. Hold your pre-aim, see what you can do. Brock Bandits running out of opportunities.
I'll tip it. 28 and 13 from Elite. Last 2 games, he has been electric for Akron. And dare I say it, the only reason they've been able to have such a strong presence in these last 2 respawn game modes. 4 in a row from Aiden. Everybody playing extremely well on Akron right now, but the big difference of everything is that they still have players here over towards the last hill and out on rotation. It doesn't matter what happens next, unless the Brock Bandits can somehow make a break on back. They just need to focus their reinforcements, focus their mindset for map number 5, start talking about strategies for the search and destroy, because that door is quickly shutting. 8 seconds left here for map number 1, or excuse me, map number 4.
Akron stringing it together consistently. You got off to a slow start earlier tonight, but you found a way to rally back in a big fashion. 1 more kill is all it'll take. 250. What I think is 107. And you can't say enough to, again, a slow start only does so much, but, you know, if you're heating up in the back half of your night, we still forget, as much as these maps are important, it is so early on. It's so hard to have it all figured out as you go. We talked about, well, how not visible this feeling is for the Akron team when they piece it together, and they're showing more and more glimpses of it the longer this series goes on.
2 quick embassies in both the map 4s that we've seen on stream tonight. 2 map 5s to start off the CCL season, and 1 scoreboard that shows you everything that you need to know about that last embassy. Akron frying. Brock Bandits couldn't get anybody positive.
What's going on? What is going on here?
I couldn't tell you. Lackluster gameplay in these last 2 maps.
It's Mercado. Do we get a more exciting search and destroy for Game 5.
You certainly hope so, right?
That's true.
The
You
last
do
one
hope
wasn't
so.
great. 6-2. You saw Chattanooga be able to take off High Point. The Panthers fell, but again, it was one-dimensional search and destroy gameplay. It's just something you just don't hope to see yet again. The first map, Akron had everything going for them because Kaiser started off super hot. He slowed down. Akron really couldn't do anything towards the end of the game. Yeah, you had some of the rounds where everybody else was able to step up, but Brock were able to figure out what Akron were doing pretty much every single round, shut that down, and then use that in their own regard to say, hey, screw it, we're going to take over the search and destroy. They did. They were up 2-0, but now we're at a tie series. Again, I said right after the search and destroy was over, I'm like, this feels like it's going to be like a Vanguard, like, early Modern Warfare series where we just go 2-2 and then game 5 is whoever's game, but that's exactly where we end up falling. So sorry, my bad for jinxing it, but, it's provided us some interesting and content-filled Call of Duty, so I can't really be too upset.
It really has, and it was just good to see Akron come out, play Embassy well, mode in and mode out, a map that they do look very comfortable on. I mean, if the score lines don't tell you anything, of course that map too is tough, but here on the Respawn, definitely one they were eager to get to. Reverse sweep's been snuffed out once tonight. Do Akron have what it takes to finally have the ice when it matters most? I mean, the way that they're shooting right now, 20 and 13 across 2 players, 19 and 11. 307 in the hill for Aiden also. Let's just boast that stat line. Sure, lowest kills in the lobby technically, but 307 in the hill, I'll take that every day of the week. Elite at 30 and 15, double positive. That's a couple respawns where he has over a 2.0 KD. The search and destroy, though, you have to be willing to make adjustments. If Kaiser has to put away the sniper, run around and fry with a sub or an AR, let that be the case, but be willing to make adjustments because Brock made a hard counter to you the last 4 rounds and absolutely put you down for it. You can't let that be the case here. You can't go with just a one-trick plan. If it doesn't work, pull something else out of the bag and see what else can stick. But so someone in the back production said it should be a short night, right? That's why we have 2 series of Game 5 and still another series after this. Someone said something. I'll find you. It's a great cause, so I'm not mad, but I'll find you, make sure it doesn't happen again.
I just talking about Aiden real quick before we send things to a break. I'm pretty sure that was the second map in the series where, both the hard points, I think he had over 3 minutes in the hill, which is a crazy statistic. And the fact that he wasn't able to win that first map while doing that and having everybody else slay out around him was kind of crazy. Either way, sending things to a break. When we come back, Game 5, Brock Bandits, Akron Zips, 2 wins apiece in the series. We'll take all the glory in the final map. Find out after a short break. Well, welcome back. Game 5 on the loom. Brock Bandits, Akron Zips. It's been an electrifying series so far. Didn't think that we'd get to another Game 5 so soon, but here we are. You know, it's one search and destroy to end things off here. Akron in the first search and destroy looked really good on Embassy. Brock Bandits, though, came back from a 5-2 deficit to win that game over. We'll take a look at our overarching map set here and see where we've gone from where we're going. Of course, 250, 248, that Hotel Hardpoint map 1, and then a 6-5 Embassy search and destroy. But still trying to complete this reverse sweep is the Akron Zips roster. 1-3 for the LSCLO search and, or excuse me, the control, and then the 250, 107 on the Embassy. Leads us all to the final climactic point of the series. Mercado, search and destroy the one bomb site map. Cash, what do you got for me?
I was going to talk about the one bomb site map and how I really do hope it's not just putting our heads down and sprinting at it. I can't wait for hopefully some more evolved strategy on that map, but I guess it works most of the time, so I understand it. It just can be a little stagnant to watch, but again, like you said, it is that one bomb site, which means when's that first push going to come over towards the B site? Akron not going for it for now, and, well, Brock locking down this mid-map portion. Who is it? Kaiser connects for the first blood with attack, so you pull out a sniper maybe to counter if you're Brock Bandits. Kaiser playing one step ahead. You have them the early life advantage. Of course not.
Counter it out, but you walk away with a kill for it. So, I mean, yeah, as much as you'd like to maybe not, it's going to be very difficult to challenge that again. I'm not sure if I love Elite, or excuse me, I'm not sure if I love Kaiser challenging that out immediately, but he does anyways. But Elite's now bottom Cantina, working its way over towards A. You have Records here who's just playing inside of the tunnel. Nobody checks it, lets it go away, and he survives with 10 HP and his life. 2 versus 2. Bomb will go down. You still have Jad who has that sniper in the back alley lane. Will you be able to find anything just yet? At least right now, the answer is no.
Gotta figure out where this push is. Makes a good read, but the little strafe, little shimmy able to shake you off, and then make the read on tunnel. So, not super fast, but still continuing to have a life advantage throughout it. Akron walk away with round number 1.
Yeah, I mean, you recognize that when Records got away with his life in the middle map, you know, he didn't wrap back around to the alley with his teammate when Jet started to push his way up. So, you know, there's only one logical spot where Records could be, and it's probably going to be the mid-map. So, Kaiser makes the read there with attack in hand. 2 kills already to start out the search and destroy, very similar to what we saw map number 2. But really, it just goes to show the veteran leadership that you can get from a guy like Kaiser, even though he's a young phenom and a freshman on this team. The experience that he had with that Western roster when it came to search and destroy really just turns what he has in terms of knowledge and the play-making ability up to an 11. Wonders almost snaps for a second. It's Cool Tux who's there for a trade on to Aiden. 3 versus 2, advantage to the Brock Bandits. Very quick gunfights there in the round.
You have the angle of your thieves. Try to watch through tunnel, but it's Kaiser who connects with the kill for his third. Here through 2 rounds. A 2v2 once again, and you don't have quite the site control you'd like if you're Brock Bandits to push out here and plant the bomb, and Thieves at an off angle playing much closer up this tunnel. Is going to pop out, find the kill. Now 1v2, you know bombs up in here, Thieves on the hunt.
Cool Tux by himself. Has Dead Silence to work with, so he chooses to use it.
This angle.
That's exactly what he does, but he jumps down the staircase. Should be spotted by Kaiser on the jump challenge. Doesn't realize there's somebody behind him over towards the left, but he can get out and play over towards B if he wants to. This is going to force the hand of Akron to start playing maybe a bit more aggressive up in towards the site. Kaiser, beautiful head glitch, going to cut down the player in towards top Cantina. Akron, 2 straight rounds.
Playing it patient and playing it disciplined. Both on the offensive and defensive try. And sure, 2 rounds off the break isn't a lot, right? We kind of talk about that momentum maybe starting to be garnered in 3 rounds when you get back to that try, but now you start to have control of the pacing more and more, right? 2 round wins lets you decide here. We could go towards this B site, see what we can find. We can try to bully out A and go for a quick 3rd round in a row. You're going to see the split off of player 1. And Kaiser trying to get an angle with the sniper, but you're going back towards this A site. Mafia connects with the grenade, and that's going to be bombed down for a moment, but that lets player 7 get in position just for it to be traded out by Elite. A 3v3 once again, but this top side of the map, I feel like either player might try to push through here if they can work it.
You feel happy that you take that first kill off the board. Like, you get Aiden cut down with a nade, but, like, where do you go from here? Because now you really don't have, like, all that much control over by A. You still have 2 players from Akron here, and now you have Kaiser who's trying to rotate back and wrap around to help. Well, you're still technically in a 2 versus 3 at the site now because you still have, you know, Records all the way on the opposite side of the map trying to watch over for B. Thieves is in a great spot here. can play this passive. Does have the bomb in hand, though, so he's going to be the first one that has to make a move back around. Wonders up to challenge. Going to be able to walk away with a gunfight. Player in towards the middle of the map won't be there in time. Fees backs off with his life. Had 5 HP. Regen to full health now. Jet Mafia, Records, 2v3 back over towards A.
I'd love to see. I would have loved to have seen Records push through on a flank because I don't think it's being watched by either team right now. So maybe the first team that gets rewarded for it is the one that tries. Both players going to push through tunnel here, and they're going to line up, so that's going to be enough for it. Kaiser has a sniper, and you know another player is still alive. They have you locked tunnel. You have to make a play now. You either need to commit through tunnel or wrap through the back. This is already starting off too slow.
Yeah, and if you go through tunnel, I mean, you have the sniper watching the lane already, and you have the teammate there for an immediate trade, even if he's able to get some good timing on the Kaiser, but he might be able to just slip the knot here. Shot's going to be out long. Okay, Kaiser's the first one to fall, tries to snap to the second, and Elite can just play his life. All you have to do here is just play time, 17 seconds to get back over towards the bomb. If you just check this out for even a half second and realize that he's not there, you might be able to walk away with it somehow. Records is able to win the gunfight, snaps over to the bomb as well. An Elite and overzealous gunfight. Maybe he thought he was trying to get the bomb defused, but you cannot run out into the open like that, just giving yourself away for free.
Records, I would like to apologize on record for saying your play was too slow. I know nothing. Forgive me. And that's the clutch we were talking about.
Dude. It's little moments like that, man, because like, yeah,
you shouldn't have won it, right? Right?
No,
like, you
not at all.
Okay. I'm just.
No, because like, at least playing time. Like you're just playing time. You just like jumping out the window like that is the dumbest play that you could possibly make there. You give yourself no room to run back over towards bottom cantina. You are just put out in the open, and if he gets good timing, you're dead. Regardless, though, new round, new them. Wonders, challenges. First one through the doorway, down over towards the bottom of the staircase. Door will snap on open, but it's gonna be Cool Tux who's there, and now you know these ones in cantina, you have them trapped. Around the corner, trying to snip out one, snaps for one, gets the second as well. Cool Tux gets put down like a sick dog.
Oh man, that's good stuff. You can't get enough of snaps like that. And once again, it's Rock Bandit stuck on the outside of the tunnel with really no entry point in. The flank is open. The flank is wide open. It's been open for 3 rounds. No one willing to take it, though, and you get chopped down from top cantina. It's not quite the 4-on-4 bully ball at A, but boy, defensively, if Rock Bandits look the exact same through 4 rounds. Here it is. Oh yeah.
Beautiful free cam. Into a snap there from Elite. Shout out to the production crew for getting us these angles. Papa Ryan with the free cam. So sexy he is with his little stash and everything like that. Oh man, like me could talk about him for hours. 6-3 Elite here in the S&D. 3 straight kills for himself. It was Kaiser who opened things up, really took the reins and started running for Akron off the rip in the search and destroy. Ever since that point, Thieves, Elite have both turned up. Cranked themselves to an 11 here for the final map inside of this best of 5 series. Cool Tux isn't able to snap to the second. Elite gets a good trade inside bottom cantina. There's another one there, but it's Wonders who walks away with the kill. And now it's last alive. 1 versus 2 for Kaiser. The Iceman in the series so far gets shot down in the back lines. Fortunate there, won't be able to walk away with the clutch. But the search and destroy stays within just a round.
That's really heads up out of Jat. His teammate gets cut down over at the B site in a 1v1, and instantly Jack goes to pick it up, which is just heads up because you can disregard that until it's a more immediate threat. He picks it up immediately, and that's what wins them the round there because Kaiser, as you said, Iceman through the back lines would not have bode well for you. A great awareness out of the Bandits. Pick up the open lanes. They get around 1 for it and keep it within 1.
You have an over. Oh, if that were to hit, GG.
I like
Beautiful
the idea, though,
place
to make noise.
Yeah, no, and it's good too because like that definitely does give them like hey, they might be going over towards A, but you still have Thieves who's just playing up top here. I don't think anything connected on him, so I don't think they necessarily have any information. Okay, well, there goes the stun, so they're going to know that Thieves is up in towards the top. They can play this around the site. He needs some help back over towards B, and he's not going to get that just yet, but Aiden is going to be there. You look to the backside of spawn. Elite off-screen engagement now on-screen against Records. Will jump out and around the corner. Beautiful kill there, cuts everything down. Now it's a man advantage for Akron as they start to go ahead and pinch their way back over towards B.
And that 1v1 is really indicative of the round. You don't have many more openings to slip back through. Bomb goes down there, so it's a 1v3. But, I mean, had you been able to sniff out that flank, if you were Records, this could have been a much different looking round. Now, site surrounded. You're going to try to find the kills that you can. Everyone going to scurry, reposition, and time working against you as well. Feels like a 1v4 with the clock.
Yeah. Yeah, that bomb going down in that warehouse building, not being able to have any sort of information on where anybody else is, and not being able to walk away with that kill on the back spawn, no, just completely gave everything away from a winnable round to an inevitable loss. So 4-2 we go here in the search and destroy. Brock has been good in their S&Ds, and it's been late games where the resurgence has been there, but Akron just seemed to be okay with switching the things up that they're doing in the S&D this time around. It's not just the same, like, okay, we'll hope this works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, but everybody's just getting kind of a piece of the pie here in this game, and it's right now on the back of Elite having some great consecutive rounds.
Posting another 2.0 KD for now. Playing behind this door. Seeing what kills he can find. Stunts, Tack's gonna connect. A 3v4 at the site, though they don't know it. We'll see how these first bloods end. They've got an idea someone's close, but who's gonna give for the first gunfight? Oh my gosh, dancing around.
Kaiser gets him through the doorway as well. Another one gonna be close up for a challenge. It's Aiden who's there. Jat in the back lines. There's just really not anything to find, and Records has played by himself or a B the entire time. Yes, there's a flank, starting to formulate itself, and maybe you pinch this, but instead you go directly throughout the middle of the map. Bomb gonna get planted. I think Aiden might have spotted Records in the middle of the map as well. Yeah, you can play this together, and you will, but...
We'll see what they can do. I would have loved to have seen Records just take the time. His teammate found the kill. He could have wrapped around. Surely not.
He's behind you.
Uh-oh.
He's behind you. Just turn around. Aiden, just turn around. He's going to be keen to it, but he won't walk away with the kill. And once again, another round where Akron has the advantage. Akron has the bomb down, and Akron loses the damn round.
And that's twice I've called Records out on not liking his play. And you know what? Records, do what you want. I trust the process. Sorry it took me doubting 2 rounds to get on board, but all aboard the Records clutch bandwagon. That is something. What could have been series point for Akron, as you said, a situation with bomb down and advantage. They end up fumbling the bag. Rock Bandits keeping this one close, but still a daunting 3 rounds ahead of them if they want to win it. Still some rounds to work with.
Everybody is here from both teams. All 4 on defense, all 4 on offense. Record, the first kill. Kaiser, double. Elite, 1 as well. 1 versus 3. Jet Mafia up top, and it's Aiden who walks away with the kill. Akron, this time through, they're back up to a 5-3 advantage. The last time, Brock came back 3 straight rounds and won the S&D. This time, Akron with a chance to close out the series, complete the reverse sweep, and get their first win of the CCL season.
It's all here. 1 round left. Going to be on defense, or excuse me, offense. 9-3, 9-5, 6-6. I mean, you've put up the numbers to win it all. What do you have left? And if you're Brock, can you make a response and a stand now? Your 1 round that you had to work with, suddenly out the door, and it's a B push coming in. Your island player going to have his hands full very quickly. How quickly can Brock clear this out and push through?
Oh, shots to the head. Not going to be able to walk away with the gunfight win just yet, but Thieves chases it down through the doorway, snuffs out the first blood, and looks for a second as well. Cool Tux is there, though. Vaznev up close. Elite for a trade. Wonders, Records, the last 2 you have to go ahead and try to force this search and destroy to get a little further out. With a 45-second timer, this bomb will go down.
Man disadvantage, retaking the site so hard. It's hard to get here, but if you do, it is so worth the risk. All 3 players going to be stacked up in warehouse. You got to try to play these kills. I mean, Records out of the play. Wonders has to wait for this. His teammate is nowhere near to play a trade. I don't know what the play call was there. Either way, this one going to be over.
You're looking out the back lines. I mean, you're just trying to find something. You're trying to find information around the map, and you can't find anything. The Akron Zips will come down from what seemed like the depths of despair and hell, and after 3 straight maps, they'll take the series in this best of 5 to get themselves their first win of the season. It was a 1-3 loss to Farmingdale that everybody was like, how the hell did you lose that? But against a very formidable Brock Bandits roster, they go ahead, walk away from it. The better team in the search and destroy, I'd say arguably in both of the S&Ds. This time, though, they come through with the clutch gene. They take the series. Congratulations to Akron. You're finally on the board.
They played it smarter. Like you said, map 2, I think they did the same thing. It's just that I think Brock had too much rolling in their favor by the time Akron was willing to adjust again. Akron's makes some great plays, some great clutches. 2 of the 3 rounds were clutches, which is crazy to think because it felt like they had more rounds on the board as a result, but not quite the case. Elite, Kaiser, 2 players who really could be a disgusting duo going forward. Again, the glimpses we have seen, just to even talk about the series as a whole, right? When Akron kind of fumbling the bag, kind of playing slow at times, maybe some miscommunication, they lose by 2 points in 1 round in the first 2 maps.
Yeah.
And when those things are firing, I mean, it was no contest.
Yeah, Elite kind of just like said, like, all right, boys, we're winning the series, strap the pack up, and boom, they won the series. Sure, you know, it's not all on Elite. Everybody in the supporting cast has to be firing as well at the same time, but I mean, it's moments like that. You get the replay there where he just snaps to the second. You walk away with a round win as well, and everything just seems to just be starting to turn in the right direction. Maybe it was that first 1-3 loss that they needed. You know, those first 2 maps that they lost that they needed inside of the series to really kick things into high gear, but it seems like, at least for now, the panic around this Akron roster not being as good as everybody might have thought it was going to be into the season is slowed down for now. I think people can take a nice outlook, say, all right, step back, wide view. Maybe it was just an overblown first series, whatever it might have been. You know, the other team came to play, and Farmingdale might turn into, you know, a top-tier roster later down the line. Who knows? So for Akron, I'm not too worried about it. They've got a long season ahead of them. They've got a lot of great things on the back burner that they can boast going forward. But Kaiser and Elite, man, how can you not be happy with 2 guys who are joining the roster for the first time and just providing everything that you need and more to take over a series?
I mean, 17 out of